This video is for Salesforce users about the upcoming upgrade from Autopilot Journeys to Ortto. I cover a lot about that upgrade in another video, which I'll be releasing around the same time. So check that video out. I'll link it in the description and maybe watch that first before watching this video. So in this video, I want to jump down into settings and have a look at the Salesforce sync. So I've got a Salesforce account. It's a developer account for this demo connected into my Autopilot Journeys account. Now, after your account's upgraded under more data sources, you'll see that the Autopilot Journeys data becomes what we call a data source in the new Ortto. So all of that information will be available under the people and organization model in Ortto. So right now, all of these people are from the contacts in Autopilot Journey, specifically through that Salesforce integration. So you can view that data in here, or you can view it in the normal way through Autopilot Journeys under contacts. But if you want to take advantage of a lot of the new features, which I know many of you have been waiting on for Salesforce through Ortto, you can connect the Salesforce, your same Salesforce account into Ortto. And there's a few options here. You could keep them running and connected separately, or eventually you could fully migrate over to Ortto Journeys and various other features in Ortto and just run Salesforce through Ortto. The choice is yours, and either way is going to work fine. It'll seamlessly join these contacts or people together as we go. So let's look at how to set up your Salesforce and just some of the updates that you can expect when your account's upgraded. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go through and connect this data source, and we'll hit connect, and it'll ask for permissions over in Salesforce. Now I've already approved it because I've already done this before. So you go through a connection and approval step there, and you'll see by default it connects to what we consider these to be default objects. But if you do want to remove certain ones, I think you can remove tasks and various other ones. So I've got a Salesforce account set up as if I'm a bank, just to show you the advancement in relationships. So you'll see below here, you've got access now to all of the custom objects, which in Salesforce's case can get pretty crazy. We're going to just search because it's a lot easier. We're going to look for a loan object. So this is the one we want here. By default, it'll just pick the top 100 fields, but you can come in here and pick certain fields off that schema as well. But in this case, I've just got a few. You can also see you can map directly a field off a custom object or just any object to permissions as well for email and SMS, which is a really handy feature. And I'm looking for another table, which is called repayment schedule. And this is attached to the loan object. And I thought I'd show you this example because it's super interesting. So the repayment schedule is attached to the loan object, and the loan object is attached to a contact. So what we can do with the new data source in Ortto is actually set the identifier for the relationship. So I can come in here and literally say that the parent object to the repayment schedule is going to be the loan, because sometimes they can have multiple parent objects. And now it will connect all the way from the contact to the loan to the repayment schedule. So again, the example is just easy because everyone understands loans and repayment schedules. That's why I've used it, but you can imagine it working for your own objects as well. So once I'm done in here, I'm just going to continue on. I'm going to choose sync all, but we do have selective sync built in here as well. And what I'm going to select here is import and merge new records only, because I've already got data from Autopilot Journeys in my account, so I don't really want to do a full override here. So I'll hit sync, and the cool thing is when the data source is syncing, you can just get out of it and it'll just sync here in the background. So you can see now it's connected, so I can show you this. So you can see everything that is in sync here. You can sync Ortto activities back to Salesforce, which is a great feature. You can change your data retention requirements. So yeah, it's pretty damn powerful. So under people, now that we have the Salesforce data source connected, you'll see in here we still have the same amount of people in the database. Salesforce is connected into Autopilot Journeys, and it's connected in here. And that's the benefit of this customer data platform. It's just merging the two together. So under filter, you'll see you've got all of your objects in here now, like Salesforce loan, Salesforce repayment schedule, because those were the two objects we had in sync, Salesforce opportunity, and various other things. You've also got that journeys data as well. If I scroll down, I've got events as well, or what we call activities for things like opportunity one, but also when they create a new repayment schedule or a loan's created, which is really helpful. So now let me show you what you can do with this new Salesforce data that you're getting in from the objects and various other tables. So under campaigns, what we'll do is we'll go and create a new journey, and we'll start from scratch here, and we'll call this loan approved. And so we're going to say here they match a filter, and then we'll pick our loan approved or loan created activity here from Salesforce, because when we know the loan's approved, we create this loan object. So we can say loan created occurs, but you could also put arguments on it for where, and you can use other conditions as well in here, depending on what you need to do. So that's how they enter into this particular journey. So once we go into the journey builder here, we can then change the journey based on what type of loan it was. So we'll add a condition, we'll say start from scratch, and then we'll go to the loan created activity. We'll say has occurred, and then we'll say where. And what we want to find here is the loan type. And you'll see it pre-populates in the data directly from Salesforce. So we can see we've got car loan or personal loan. So we'll choose car loan. We'll say done, and this will just show us who has a loan created where it's a car loan. So we'll say save. And then in the condition title, we can give it a really clean name. Here we'll say is car loan. And we can even do an emoji here just to really help us understand it. And we'll say, okay. So now it just says when a loan's created, is car loan yes or no? And then under the yes here, we'll add an email, and I'll go ahead and create a new email, and we'll say, congratulations, your loan is approved. Now we could get some of the data off the table here from Salesforce directly if we wanted. So under the merge tag control here, you could go down and say where the loan is created, and like maybe the loan type, like which loan type it was. So it's really easy to add personalization data directly from the object now as well. You can see we also have AI open rate prediction, which is like a phenomenal feature. It will change your whole world. You can literally just pick, it's saying this will get 93% open, or this one will as well. So we'll just pick the better subject line to make sure we get a really high open rate. Now, we want to send the email from the person that they've been dealing with. So what we're going to do now is find that person. So we're using in this particular data model the contact that this person's been assigned to will come off the contact table. So we're just going to search for the owner fields under contact, and you can see we've got like contact owner title, contact owner name, and so on and so forth. So we'll just pick contact owner name, and that'll go in our from name. We also have a fallback, so it could be like big bank or whatever the company name is, just in case we don't have a value here, but we always should. And then we'll do the same under Salesforce contact again. This time we'll just find the contact owner email. And we could have a fallback in here as well, like hello@bigbank.com. So you can see how easy it is to add the from name, ownership personalization to the subject line as well for the message. You can then pick one of these templates, or obviously have your own templates in here. Mine don't look so great because I've been mucking around with them way too much, but we can say in here, just change the text. Now we know it's a car loan in this case, so we can say, congratulations, your car loan is approved. And then I'll delete this out of here, but then we could have things like repayment schedule. And this is the beauty of it. So you can insert data directly off the different tables. So we could go here to the loan, or directly onto the repayment schedule and pull fields off it. So here we'll say repayment schedule created, and then you can see I've got repayment frequency, I've got the loan name, and then repayment amounts. We'll just choose repayment amount, and you can see it outputs the liquid tag that we need for the repayment amount. So you can really pull all of that personalization data directly off the object here, which is super powerful. I'll leave that for now. Obviously, it's the worst looking email on the planet. The the email will output like this. And if we find in our database, this Jeremy Smith, who I believe has some data, you'll see it previews the merge tags for us as well. So we can see his repayment amount required is $916. That's his first repayment amount as well. So it's really helpful, this tool, to just see the email as that particular person. So we'll publish that email into our journey, and then we could duplicate it and do the same over here as well. Now, you get a number of actions for Salesforce as well. The great thing about the new actions is that they can do anything. So you can even in here create a record, and so you could create like an opportunity as an example, and you can just add any fields directly off the opportunity table now. So we could say the deal probability is 20%. The amount supports merge tags as well, so you could pull the amount off somewhere. We can choose the entry level stage, so we'll set it as prospecting. But you can see how dynamic it is now. So you can even create other objects. So I could create a loan object here with the loan amount, the loan type, the loan name, and you can see all of that data is just there. It truly is game changing once you use it for the first time. So one final thing I'll show you in here is just in terms of lead assignment. So we do have our round robining built in now to this data source. So in here, you can set the owner and easily round robin it. So we'll select the owner, and you'll see all of your different users in here. Obviously, I'm using a developer sandbox, so this doesn't look that right, but you just select a bunch of different users and it'll automatically round robin between those different users for you when you go and assign an opportunity, which, yeah, works tremendously well. Super easy for lead assignment and follow up. And you saw how I was able to personalize the email from the owner in here as well. So yeah, there's a ton of different Salesforce actions for everything you could ever need. And yeah, that's sort of how it works in the new Journey Builder. So you can see really that level of personalization and how easy it is. So the final thing I'll show you is just in reporting how all of this data is accessible. So under new report, I'll just go start from scratch. And what I'll do is create a column chart here and show you how I can even pull that data off a custom object. So I could say like loan created. I can pull off the opportunity created as well. I don't have any. But you can really just pull all of the data from that Salesforce table as well. One other thing you can do is build funnels. So you could go all the way from, say, a UTM on a website session through to them, creating a loan in this case. So if we look at this, like loan approved, and then a repayment schedule was created, you can see the multi-step funnel here. And obviously it's 100% because we need a repayment schedule for every loan. But there's a full reporting and BI tool built into this. It's incredible to use. You'll really love it. You can do all sorts of things. Like say we wanted to see the total amount of loans that we had issued. You can sum up the loans created. So you can see 2 loans are being created, but then we can say sum of attribute and we'll pick the loan amount, and you'll see that's how many loans that we've written over a particular time period. Now, of course, there's templates for this stuff built in throughout the system. And when you first connect Salesforce, you'll get a dashboard that gives you most of the things that you'll need. So that's a first look at how the new Salesforce data source and your existing Autopilot Journeys Salesforce connection can work together. Obviously, over time, if you migrate over Journeys and you don't want to use up the API credits, or you just don't want 2 connections going in, you can always disconnect the Autopilot Journeys connection and then just leave this one running. But as you can see, you'll still have that single view of all those Salesforce users. You'll just have this enriched and enhanced data by connecting Salesforce into Ortto. So I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough. We will do more content like this to keep you informed of the changes and things that you need to know. I'll see you next time.